Hello everybody, here's my review about Thelema Tarot. I want to start with the author, which is a woman who blogged about tarot, and having her own deck was her big dream, and a dream came true, which is very, very nice. And yeah, and it's very inspirational to me. Hope one day I'll create my own deck. As for now, I want to take a look at this one. It comes in a nice cartoon box, which is quite hard, which is very good because it will last long, I think. And we have the picture of Empress on one side, the picture of a star on the other, the Judgment card here, and the Magician here. It's easily opened. It comes with a book. Come out, book. Come on. Okay. The author is Renata Lechner. You can see it here. And this is edited by Lo Scarabeo. And I like their cards, but I'm quite surprised with the quality of these, but I'll talk about it later. The book first. It's quite thick as for a little book added to a deck, and descriptions are still not very not very long, and I think they are quite smart, because first we have a citation, as if someone is speaking, a quote of a person who's depicted on the card. Then we have the description of the card, and finally we have keywords, which is very useful, for example, if you learn to read tarot. I'll read the Judgment, for example. First the quote. There you are. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Let's go home. And the description: an angel of mercy holds her horn to her chest as she folds out her other hand to collect motes of light. The horn calls those to her, and it represents the transmission of orders from the spiritual plane to the physical realm. The motes of light surrounding the angel's hand represent the souls of those who have crossed over and are ready to return to the source. The angel is a messenger sent to guide those who are lost back. The location of the card being in the clouds suggests that this is firmly in the realm of the spiritual. So the description is quite complex. And then the keywords: resurrection, rebirth, returning to the source of all, time to move on. And let me show you the card, which is actually one of my favorites in the deck. And it's here. I love the way this angel is literally asking you to go with him or her. She's rather her, I think, here. And I particularly love it because it often places itself behind the back of people depicted on the cards. For example, here, look at those two cards. Nine of Cups, she's looking the other way, and the angel is really calling, hey, can you look at me? Hey, come with me. Don't look at the cup, look at me and come with me. And it's really beautiful. I especially like it with this one. Here we see a man looking for something in the dirt. And this angel is begging him, hey, I'm calling you, look at me. I have all the bright things for you, all the beautiful things. I have a new life for you. Just turn around, just leave those wands and look at me and go. But he isn't listening. He's searching for something. So I want to show you my favorite cards from this deck. And I've already shown you some. So the Judgment, because it's very bright, it's so optimistic. I love the light in this deck, because some of the cards are really so full of light, beautiful, and this one is one of them. And Ten of Wands, I told you why, because he doesn't see anything. He just looks for, I don't know, for worms in the soil. I always think about looking for some worms to, I don't know, to give it to fish or something like that. Or maybe he's looking for a treasure there. But he's missing something, right? He's missing something very important. Here's a King of Swords. I really like the sword suit in this deck, and especially the court cards. This King of Swords, the grim face of his, this deep look, and this sadness and this understanding of everything. No hope, only truth. I really love this king, this person. It's so true. And he's in the clouds. He's very up high. And here's the queen. She's also in the clouds. And I like her because she's often depicted as someone very cold and detached. But here, he makes this gesture. She has her hand on her heart, and she's true and honest, and she's very much in touch with her emotions, also with her thoughts. But emotions are very visible here, and she's open to the truth. What I also like about the sword suit and the court cards is that they have all those little butterflies around them, and I love the idea because the swords are often perceived as very cold and detached and rigid, and here we have those butterflies who are just warming it all a little bit. Very up high in the clouds. The Nine of Cups. I discovered something in this card which made me understand it, I think, more. And I never realized it before, because this card is called the Wish card. And it is said to be, all you want, right? All you desire is given to you. And if you look carefully at those cups, what do you see? You see? They are full of fruits. And all those fruit are the same color, and the color is gold. So these are golden fruits. These are fruits made of gold. And I mean, can you eat golden fruits? Can you conquer any hunger with golden fruit? So it is like King Midas from Greek mythology. Everything he touched was gold. And soon he was alone in the world that was all gold, but he couldn't eat anything. So for me, this shows kind of futility of this card, because everything you touch is gold, but you're not happy with it, actually. It's shallow. It's not deep. It doesn't give you all those nurturing things you really need to stop being hungry. That's why I like this card. Generally, these cards are very sweet, very real and graphic, but also very sweet. All those doves and greenery, and here Four of Wands, stability, the hearth, I mean the fire. So a little place we can call home. Queen of Cups is also very beautiful. Her castle is by the sea or by the ocean. The way she looks at the cup really makes me, it's really touching for me, because there's, can you see it? There's wistfulness in this really beautiful, beautiful offering she's making. And the colors are beautiful too. Six of Pentacles, I think it's one of the most beautiful cards in this deck particularly, but generally one of the most beautiful cards. I can't explain it, but the scope of colors here is something really stunning. And the layering of things, and the lightening of those hands. Those hands are like ephemeral and turning physical at once. And the background is a little like trees and bushes, and a little like starry night. But generally the balance of colors is really, really, really beautiful here. This card is radiant. It makes me want to be those Six of Pentacles, giving and taking. Eight of Pentacles. I like it because there's a lady doing all those intricate things, and this really shows how much time you sometimes need to put into something to make something real, to make something work, to make the thing your idea visible and real in real life. And here's Two of Pentacles, which I also like. I always like when Two of Pentacles depicts bicycle of some kind, and here we have bicycle, because what it tells is that you can maintain your balance only if you move, and especially if you move forwards. And that's all about bicycles, right? If you stop, you lose your balance. But if you move, oh, you're so very straight, and you're so very powerful, and you're so into getting to your goal. And the last card I wanted to show you is the Page of Pentacles. I like this card very much generally, but here particularly, the way he looks at this pentacle, the way he weights it in his hands, and the way he stands on both his feet, very stable, very focused on this pentacle, and very thoughtful. How much does it weigh? How much is it worth? Where am I? Where are we? What am I gonna do with this pentacle? It is all about Page of Pentacles as I understand it. And what more? I want to show you the way the court cards are presented, as I told you, with swords and with cups. So here we have swords. These are castles and clouds. Cups, the castle is by the sea. Pentacles, the castle is in the fields, so everything is growing and will be harvested in time. And I just want to find some wand card, because they are very fierce. They are really, really red. Look at this. Here's the Knight of Wands. He's really burning. Absolutely stunning. But I want to show you someone in the castle. Here's a queen. Look at her. Look at what kind of world is this? I mean, it looks a little bit like hell, but it's a heavenly hell, right? It's full of passion. It's really vibrating and almost warm in touch. Okay? So so the pictures are really, really nice. They somehow go out to you. They've come forward. There are no borders, and it's always nice when the cards have no borders. So generally, this is a very colorful and moving deck, moving depictions. But of course, there are also faults, and that's what I want to also tell you. These cards are very thick and absolutely not flimsy, you know. They're thick and hard. The way they were delivered to me, I immediately noticed they are not very good cut. You see that? This is the place of cutting, and I can feel it still. It was even more prominent at the beginning, and generally the borders were kind of sharp and harsh in touch, and because of this thickness and stiffness of these cards, they're quite hard to shuffle. I mean, it's absolutely doable. So you can do it, but it's not that easy as, for example, with those. This is Tarot of the Spirit. They are much more thin, as you can see in comparison. Look, one deck and the other deck. And those shuffle really, really nice and smooth. Those have tendency. You see how uneven They are. You can see it in the shadow and light. Look. Look how smooth are these, and how sharp are these. So they are not shuffling very well, and they make my thumb, the skin on my thumb, turns thick when I shuffle them. They are so hard. At the beginning I had a blister when I was shuffling those cards. Also, there are a few decks that make this, and I don't like it, to tell you the truth. Another thing is that I'm sorry, with this kind of paper used, these cards are being used very fast. You can see here they're not even. You see, they have little scratches. Although I don't use it that much, I have them for 3 weeks, I think, maybe 4. And this is not the only deck I'm using. I'm using many decks, and you can already see that there are cracks. There are, oh, here. You see the outer layer just isn't there anymore, although I wasn't doing anything with them, right? So I'm afraid they will be damaged very soon. They are already. It's not the only card which has this. Look, I also have it here. So these layers aren't very durable. It's like they're once they were together, but now they are just splitting into separate layers. But still, I think when you treat them gently, and I do, I hope they will be with me for, I think, at least a year from now. When I shuffle, I try not to bend them very much. I rather shuffle like that. And there's yet another thing, that as they are quite thick, they are also big to my hand. Look, I can't hold them with my fingers because my hand is too small for this deck. I would have to have longer fingers to hold them all. So when I shuffle, show you. When I shuffle, the beginning is like that. But I'm not able to hold these cards in my right hand. So the shuffling always starts with this quite thick pile of cards, and then I can make it normally. Okay. So this is Thelema. If you like graphic depictions of cards that are quite inspired by Rider-Waite deck, because the inspiration is obvious here, but are more up to date and quite, Photoshoppy, I would say. And if you like bright, vivid colors, then I think this deck will serve you very, very well. Okay, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed. You can subscribe to my channel. I will post reviews of decks. I also make monthly readings. If you're interested, I also do personal readings. And you can always write me. The email address is at the bottom of the film. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye.